Samantala, dukuhan po muna natin ang palasyo ng Malacanang para sa ilang pananalita ng ating Pangulo.
The best national worker of the government. I would read the prepared speech kasi nakakaya naman sa gumawa dito. Run of the mill, 2 pages. But just also to highlight and to honor the event, but I would like to also ask that you ask, I'll be allowed to maybe to ask open questions, not really answers, para masabi ko rin ang ano ang sa loob ko as your President. The Executive Secretary Salvador Medjaldia and the other members of the Cabinet, Chairman Virgilio Almario and the officers and commissioners of the National Commission for Culture and Arts, Chairperson Margie Moran, Florendo and the other Board of Trustees of the Cultural Center of the Philippines, this year's recipients of the Presidential Medal of Merit, Philippine Heritage Awards, Gawad na Manlilikha ng Bayan, Order of National Artists Award, other distinguished guests, mga kababayan ko. It's really ironic that you are in a place where we ought to be talking in the national language, which is really the Tagalog. Problem is, kami hong Mindanao, who grew up there, grew up with the mixed dialects. So we can talk Tagalog, no better, Bisaya, no better, and we can maybe rumble onto some Ilocano sentences, and I can talk well in Ilonggo because Davao City is a melting pot, and we grew up with different lingos there. So hindi masyado ako sanay sa Tagalog, which I would wanted to use as the medium, but problema ho ay sometimes cannot express the words right there and then. So I tend to use the Visayan word or the English, which seems to be convoluted. Probably we'll just stick with the language of the colonials. Executive Secretary, tapos naman pala ito. Dito na tayo sa... It is my honor to stand before you today as we give due recognition to this year's awardees of the Gawad ng Manlilikha ng Bayan, the Philippine Heritage Awards, and the Order of National Artists. Our cultural heritage is vital to the formation to identify Filipinos, congruent to our vision on fostering a proud and flourishing nation. The government has taken steps to show our deep appreciation for the inherent talents and skills of our national folk artists, the conservation of our heritage sites, and the relentless pursuit for excellence of our Filipino artists. In today's fast-paced, highly technological and modern world, it is imperative that we do our part in preserving and promoting our homegrown talent. We must recognize and fulfill our duty to stay true to who we are, remember where we came from, and honor the timelessness of our culture and tradition. The ability to effectively express one's emotion and thoughts to art whatever form it may be, is a talent that only a selective few possess. To this year's awardees, I laud you for the passion and dedication to your chosen craft. Your outstanding work does not only inspire self-determination, but likewise instills patriotism and brings prestige to our beloved country. I urge our awardees to never hesitate to pass down their knowledge and skills to the younger generation, because it is only by educating and training the youth that the legacy and work of our artists can live on. In ways more than one, art has been a witness to the stoned history of our nation. It gave rise to the revolutions and served as a voice to those who fought for democracy and emboldened the spirit of the Filipino during the turbulent times. Indeed, art has gone as a general service, and we recognize this by supporting our local and traditional artists and spearheading initiatives to safeguard, preserve, and protect our cultural sites. As we celebrate Filipino excellence in all forms, may your creativity and artistry continue to inspire our people to become positive in building a more progressive and vibrant Philippines. Congratulations to all the awardees at mabuhay kayong lahat. Well, right at the start, actually, there was a talk about building a nation and how to progress and develop vis-a-vis with our value as a Filipino. And with that, also our heritage and all the things that have been handed down from generation to generation. Kali, we may differ in language, even in the menu, and even in the culture itself, in the individual subcultures of the country. But we have this one unifying document, and it is called the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. I said we have varied in so many things. We are varied, but our forefathers long ago decided to choose our flag and to write down the Constitution to serve as a unifying factor for this nation. Now, let me go to we are all done with these citations. I think every talent has been spoken about. But let me talk into the bare minimals of governance and how I think our country can respond to the basic problems of what generation or what ails this generation from attaining a perfect thing as envisioned by our forefathers. But you will remember me when I'm gone, literally, or stepping down from office, that I can say two things to you. If we cannot have law and order in this country, and if we cannot stop corruption in the very government, the agency through which the will of the people is expressed, then I think that if we compare ourselves unfairly with the other Asian countries, we would not be able to reach the level of economic activity, even if we are to grant ourselves another 5 to 7 years. Now, at the start, I'd like you to also disabuse the mind about intolerance, about the laziness, about the character of the whole, the indolent Filipinos, they call. But it goes hand in hand also with what's available in front of them. Right after World War, this is the same speech that I gave downstairs, but I want to be consistent today. It talks about how we are trying very hard to really reach the unreachable star. First is that right after the war, having freed from being a colony, well, almost of Southeast Asia were occupied by the British, Dutch, and the Americans, we started to rebuild our nations. So with the rest of the world, so with Southeast Asia. Now, sometime after a few years, you could hear that the Philippines used to be the second, and now we are the last or second to the last. I just might remind my countrymen na ganito kasi tayo because we have to develop. And we need more than just the labor force and everything, and even the aid, the assistance. More than that, we need the vital resource of the commodity, and it is oil. I don't know how God managed to calculate the distribution, but oil was given to Brunei, which is really awash with oil, so with Malaysia and Indonesia. The Philippines, none at all. The gas reserves seems to be very limited. The Malampaya is, I think, not making good, and the geothermal is not producing the desired results. And so you will look around. It might be good to just also move your eyes. You see the glass, the microphone, the paper, the lectern or rostrum, if you may, chairs, the carpets, the chandeliers. They look very nice, and even the food down there, waiting for us. Alam mo, lahat to, these things could not come into being by just working. We have to have the source of energy to move the machines, to move the equipments. It has to have power. And since then, industrial age of America and the rest, it's all oil. Every time there's an increase in the prices of oil, you can verily expect that by the next week, kasali na yung mga prices ng lahat. So inflation is always there. And our trade balance, from the calculations anywhere and everywhere, even today, we always pay more than we sell. We import more, but we export just about a little. Good that there was a very limited market. China, who used to be maybe not mad, but irritated because of our stance. And the Americans should understand that we had to take that step. First of all, when I became the guy sitting here, I was already supplied with intelligence support says that Marawi was about to blow up. And because I needed new equipments, the old ones, alam mo, with the thousands of rounds fired since the Marcos days, the barrels of the gun are already loose. There's, if a shot is fired, there's a rifling that makes it turn several rounds, cycle every, and that is what makes it accurate because it has its own momentum. Our guns were almost outdated, and there was this order of 63 rounds. At that moment, when we needed it most, America suspended the sale. And Canada placed a condition when we purchased the Bell helicopters that we cannot install any firearm or whatever machine gun for the use of that helicopter because there's a condition. It cannot be used against your own people. And that is my quarrel with the West. For some, and even EU, for sheer stupidity. And they cannot claim ignorance about what usually happens to the country. I cannot make use of the helicopters. They refuse to deliver it because I cannot use it against my citizens. Sino bang gustong pumatay? They think that we would enjoy less or more kaysa kanila? You know, my own citizens are there outside killing so many of my soldiers and policemen. And they are out to overthrow our government. Yan ang ginagawa ni Sison, pati ang mga komunista. Alam ko karamihan dyan mahihirap. Yun lang rin ang naluloko ng mga itong mga to. I used to listen to Sison. I had my days of idealism. He's my friend. He remained to be a revolutionary. I came to the age of enlightenment. All these things someone said, and I will copy it. Nation building is not revolution at all. It is evolutionary. Ang problema nitong mga gagong to, gusto tayo sirain, at ito namang West, ang Amerika, pati itong European Union, para bang nagmukhang gago na hindi sila nagdaan ng gera. When the Archduke, was it Ferdinand something, was assassinated, they went to war in Europe between 1912 and 1917. They killed 7 million Europeans. And they want to make a distinction from what they did and what happened to them to our situation. Takong hindi mo gago. Nauna lang kayo. Yan ang problema ninyo. So we do not have the buffer oil. We do not have that reserve that we can just increase little by little and use ours, but export more, or totally use ours. We do not have that luxury. And that is why inflation is very high. And you can crucify me if you want. Behead me if you want in public. I cannot do anything about the oil. And it's getting worse because Iran is about again to make a surprise move, simply because Trump does not like Iran and would want Iran to be out in the map in the Middle East. As they also want, Iran wants to erase the nation of Israel. Sila-sila yan, damay tayo. Wala naman tayo. We have an exploration agreement with the Israel government. I hope that kung may oil, baski hindi na sa panahon ko, wala akong ano dyan, basta mabigyan lang sana ang Filipino a break. That's what's driving the law and order of this country. Kung may trabaho lang lahat, sana, at itong mga left magdahan-dahan, because they're acting like spoiled brat. You know, itong kadamay in Bulacan, I'm warning you now. Inagaw nila yung mga tenements sa sundalo. Pero mayroon yan sila. But we cannot afford to give you all at the same time. For soldiers and for everybody in this country. Then they go and seize up the whole building. Tapos sila nagbibilihan, nagra-racket. The human frailty. Lalabas din. Kaya mahirap ka o mayaman nga. Sila ngayon ang nagsisindikato. Now, I tried to fly in last night. Night na. Pupunta sana ako sa Sagay. I took off mga 6 o'clock. Sabi ko, sige. I fly even night time sa chopper. Maka-landing lang man ako ng eskwelahan, okay na sa akin yan. Hindi, because there was a thunderstorm, so we were forced back. But I went to Naga to visit my wounded and those who were killed sa ambush ng NPAs. Inagaw nila may mga tenants na original. Pagkatapos ng harvest, they go in and seize control using violence and intimidation, backed up by the NPAs. This has happened several times. Please do not do it again. Kasi the next time, if I hear a single incident, I will have you evicted. I'm addressing now the nation and the communists and the left. Pipilitin ko kayo. Please do not resist violently. I'm ready to do anything to establish order. I am not threatening you, pero pag sumunod kayo dyan sa yung mga kadamay na yung mga subdivisions, papasok kayo. I know that you are poor. I know that you want land. I know that you are suffering. I know that you are in agony. Naranasan ko rin yan. Migrants na rin kami sa Mindanao. Pero kung ganon ang style ninyo, you create disorder. Remember what I have told you. Ipaposta ko itong pagka-president ko, my honor and life and even my presidency. Do not force me to choose whatever there is. Di ako papayag because you are eating your own children. That's the saying. Revolutions eat their own children. Huwag na ninyong gawain yan. Hindi ako natatakot. Basta sinasabi ko ipoposta ko ang buhay ko, yung pagka-presidente ko, and even honor itself. Wala akong pakialam. In the first place, hindi ko naman talaga kasali sa aking mga, bata pa, you dream of being this and that. Presidency was never included because that was, to me, hindi para akin yan. Ngayon, kung pilitin ninyo ako, so be it. Let's do it. Hamunin ko kayo. Let's do it. Para wala na ano. You want to try tonight? Do it. And I will call the police and the military to do what is necessary to place you where you should belong. Go back to where you came from, or you want inside the coffin, fine. They would impeach me, good. I'd be happy to get out. But do not fuck with me, kindly. Corruption, isa pa yan. We are all agreed. We have all our idealism. I am glad that I am in a crowd, at least all of you, or maybe really all, as in all. You have maintained your principles and values that you have learned so well for our country. Thank you. But there's something more than that. If you really want to stop corruption, the Filipino must be assertive. And tell your friends and everybody not to give in to corrupt people. Kasi pag mayroon pang corruption, mayroon pa yung corrupt na papapasok ng druga. I said at one time here in this hall, kakatapos ko lang nung nayong Pilipino, I was just fixing it when I arrived for the command conference. Here comes the report of a ghost delivery sa AFP hospital. So I fired the generals. And I told all of them, military and the police, they were all here for a command conference. All you have to do is to say, we do not like you governing, and I'm ready to go down now. If you, major commanders of the Navy, Air Force, Police, pati Army, tumindig kayo without saying a word, I will go out of this room, pack my things, and I'll go home. I'm giving the power to you kasi at this, kung ganun kadali ang pangyayari, gugulo talaga yan. You have to maintain order. But I leave it up to you to decide what happens to this country. I'm not saying follow the Constitution. Kung sabihin ko yan, hindi rin nyo sundin, wala rin ako. But ito sabihin ko sa inyo, mga military, makinig kayo. You have maybe staged so many kudetas, mutiny, and everything. Ang problema sa inyo, every time there's a successful revolution, sinasauli ninyo yung power ng tao. Power emanates from the people, remember. Not to the few. Ibibigay ninyo uli doon sa mga politiko at alam naman ninyo kung sino ang nasa likod. Ang the players of this country and the rich people who were able to maintain their alliances with government to milk more money. Kaya next time, if you want a revolutionary government or if you want sleep on it, think about it, at huwag na lang pagkatapos mag-surrender kayo, mag-salot kayo doon kung sinong salutan ninyo. Kayo rin ang may kasalanan niya. You have had your chance to really change the country, but you did not. Na kung ako ang palitan ninyo, fine. I won't be. Sabi ko nga, just say so and I will step down. If you can provide the remedy of what I said ails this country. Corruption. Ipaghingi kasi kayo, magbibigay, then you swallow it. And even if you are degraded as a citizen of this country. Sinasabi ko na sa inyo, you have 24 hours access to this office. Hindi naman ito palasyo, mahulog na nga yung twerka dyan, oh. Pati yung kanina, medyo nag-crack. And then, binibiro ko lang kayo. Para lang, hindi, that was built to last more than a lifetime. We have the chandeliers and everything, and still the country is in the rut. Customs nalulusutan. Lapendia is good. He has been with me. Believe me, he was served Davao City and more than 15 years. Pati yan si Aaron. Kaya nalulusutan sila. And instead of killing the idiots, sila yung nagtuturuan. Why don't you just stop blaming and go for the... Kaya si Gawad, I was dressing up for ngayon. Naririnig ko ang putang ina niya. Tawag ko si Albayalde, arestuhin mo. Sabi niya Albayalde na hindi pa raw kasi is under the custody of the Senate. Good for you. But I will be ordering the arrest of lahat sila. Pabalik-balik yan. Pati yung mga pulis na na-assign noon sa early on yung NARCOM, hanggang ngayon sila pa rin ang nandyan. Binabalasa na new command, there's a new command center, but the people manning it are still there. So there has to be something seriously wrong. Kasi ginawa ko na ang lahat, papalit-palit na lang ako ng tao. Alam mo, the system really is corrupt. This government, democracy natin is not working. Ang sinasabi. Unless we have a graft-free country, or at least a semblance of regularity that can function. Your children and your grandchildren would still be there, suffering the onslaught of lalo na drugs. It has contaminated the entire world. Makita naman ninyo dyan sa Netflix, look at the documentaries there. And Shabu is now being controlled. Meron dito pero kukunti na lang, parang kitchen, dirty kitchen type. You know, controlled by the Bamboo Triad. The whole of Asia. And cocaine is being controlled also by the Medellin. Yung sa Mexico. The same guys who are causing trouble sa America. And wala na masyadong laboratory na malaki. Kasi alam nila, you know, I'd like to repeat my warning again. I'm tired of, maybe I do it something more lucid. Do not destroy my country. I will really kill you. I will slaughter you. Do not destroy our children. Talagang papatayin kita. Wala tayong patawaran. Human rights, you can go to hell. ICC, you're a shit. Why would I submit to you? You cannot have jurisdiction over me, not in a million years. Putang ina ka. Itong mga puti, may iyo sila. Who are the judges? Who are the prosecutors? May mag-prosecute sa akin yung maitim na babae na magpunta dito kasi imbestigahin ko siya. Putang ina mo, sampalin kita, pumarap ka sa akin. Binabastos mo kami. ICC, International Court of Justice. You organize it, you put it into action. We do not even know who's the goddamn son of a bitch are sitting there. Kagaya ng human rights, itong ICC nila. Ang chairman, sino? Yung kapatid ng King of Jordan. To tell me, you are not democratically elected. You belong to an autocratic regime, then you try to assume jurisdiction over me. Gusto kong insultuhin when they said that Duterte needs to see a psychiatrist. Gusto kong banatan ang ulol. Kaya lang, sabi ni John Esperon, sabi niya, wag muna ngayon kasi bibigay ang Jordan ng 2 helicopter. So, sabi ko, di sige, tipigil lang ako. Putang inang yan. Warning ako. Pati si Obama. Bakit niya ako warningan? Ano ako? Postal employee ng federal. Ikang itim, son of a bitch. Sabi ko kaya, you are a son of a bitch. Go to hell. Who are you? Buta na kung you reprimand me in a press conference. Sabi ko, Obama, nanubra ka na. I am a president. You have a right, go to the United Nations. Why are you crucifying me in front of the media? Go. This is not the state of California. We may be poor, we may be corrupt, lahat na. But we are a nation and we are trying to resolve our own problems. Huwag kayong makialam. Itong European nation, who occupied Southeast Asia? Who occupied America? Di ba kayo? Spain for 400 years. Americans stayed there for 50 years. You live off the fat of the land, and now you are trying to criticize. Kago pala kayo. 400 years, we were, and 50 years. Anong tinuro ninyo? Corruption. Tapos kung magsalita kayo, sorry for the outburst. Ayan, totoo eh. You think I'm happy? You stayed in my country for 400 years? Imposed religion? You know, when you try to convert a race, you know what happens. You know the periods of our history. Read the popes. That's the popes, plural. I don't know if you can still buy it. Read the history of Vatican. Tapos kayo kung magsalita ng, bakit ako hindi? Never mind about the Santiago figure. Sabi nila that's, okay, I'll stick with the figure of Bato. Bakit walang patayan panahon ni Aquino? Bakit kay Gloria minimal? Kasi ang mga tao, nandyan lahat sa Cebu, pati mga putang inang general sa polis. It was not only when I demanded open the records, nalaman ko. Hanggang ngayon, ang police pati ang natsana. You view Netflix. Lahat ng tinamaan ng country, police corruption nandyan. Mamili ka, dope, cocaine, Marco, history ng Middle East. It's all corruption in government. Pati ang droga. Dito talagang malulumos tayo. Hindi ko gano'n. Wingin ko sa'yo, pati yung apo ninyo, magkakaproblema kayo. I'm just trying to say that during my time, even if I said it means what? Honor? Going to prison? Dying? Okay lang sa akin yan. Kakasahan ko yan. Because I choose to be. Ewan ko kung bakit ako na sinan to. Kapagod kaya hindi na alam, gusto ko nga dramatic eh. Simple, magdaan ako dyan sa gitna. Bye-bye. Bahala kayo buhay ninyo. Tingnan mo lang ha. 1.6. So you reduce 1.6 million Filipinos to slavery called drugs. 1,600,000 Filipinos already inutil. Sinong presidente man yan? Ako? Bahala sila ako. Papatayin kita. They are slaves to a chemical called shabu. And they are inutil for the rest of their lives. Ang hindi nga tinignan itong mga 20,000 pinatay no Duterte. My answer, that's carcass. Do not shit with me. Not shit me with that. You have destroyed my country, making slaves of my countrymen, and creating this. Bakit? Pag ang isang anak mo nasa droga, may problema ka. May problema ka talaga. Magnakaw, mag-rape, kung anong gagawin. Unang mawala mo, kotse mo, mga bagay-bagay sa bahay mo. Then, he becomes violent. Susuntokin ang nanay. Pati, marami yan. And they suffer in silence. Papahiya eh. Then they rape their sisters and everybody else. And it's just they kept under wraps because nakakahiya. The social dysfunctions that they create. Yung prosekutor ng Tanod Bayan na buntis. Sabihin mo, patay. Patay na yung gagawin yun eh. Patay na rin. The way he killed the victim, yung Tanod Bayan, ombudsman, prosecutor. Yung pinagsasaksak niya galing convenience store na buntis. Patay na silang dalawa. Right is right. Ang dysfunction sa asawa, sa ibang anak. Itong mahirap na Pilipino. You know very well that I am not making a sweeping statement. I'm just saying there are tribes in the Arab world that practices slavery. That when you are, if you are a slave bought in the slave market, believe me, I've been there, slave market in Africa, or you are a paid domestic helper. Sexual abuse is always part of the territory. And these parents, paglabas ng tatay, what becomes the family? It's dysfunctional. Walang tatay. So we're trying to improve the economy. Nilulus-lus mo naman. The wife and the husband go to work outside. Iwan lang yung mga anak nila dyan sa mga kapatid, sa lolo-lola. Minsan sa kapitbahay. Very sad story. And they endure rape, abuse. Bakit 3 oras lang ang tulog? Maglinis siya sa amo niya. Gagamitin pa siya. Tapos yung son-in-law niya, yung sister-in-law niya, linisin niya lahat yan sa isang compound. Tapos pagkatapos yung pagkain, garbage yun. Kasi hindi man yung pagkain natin, hindi ako na. Ako, pag maglabas, Tanungin mo lahat, pati piloto, puno ng karne norte yan, sardinas, pati tuyo na sa buti. Hindi ako kumakain doon sa labas. Karne norte lang yan, pati sardinas. Baski anong kaganda ng presentation, tingnan mo lang. Picturean mo, pero huwag mong kainin. Yan ang masakit sa akin. Diyan talaga ako nasasaktan. Yung nagsakripisyo na dehumanized, degraded, sometimes, kaya tumatalo na lang ang how many times? More than 50 times? Yes. Nagbabasa naman kayo. Since then, suicide, hindi na kaya. I mean, the human female body can only stand abuse. Beyond that, talagang magpakamatayan. Tapos pagdating nila dito, pag-uwi nila dito, umaabutan pa nila, yung anak nila, puro shabu na. Yung iba na buntisan na, nagkalat na. Yan ang karamihan. Bakit? Sa mga mahirap, depressed areas, dinidikita nila yan. Pag alam nila na may remittances yan, tatay, nanay, hanggang bibigay ang tao, bata. Sabi mo sa'yo, ito Duterte, pinapatay niya mahirap. I don't give a shit. Because shabu is a commodity for the poor. Ang mayayaman, hindi ko magamit ng shabu. Alam nila, by bright kasi may pinag-aralan. And they read, shabu causes the brain to shrink. Unlike itong cocaine, hash, whatever, they are organic plants. But shabu is a chemical ng formalin, pati yung tubig ng baterya, and they are cooked with some other chemicals, chloride. Kaya nakakasira ng utak. So, baski na sabihin mo lumalaban talaga yan. You want to try grabbing a child sa sidewalk. Wala ka dito, kasi curfew. Lalaban yan. Subukan ninyo. Kayo mismo. Wala ka bata, bakit ka nandyan sa labas? Subukan ninyo. Kaya pagdating sa may garas-garas na, o minsan masapak ng pulis, ayun, takbo doon sa mga doktor, ito hematoma, bruises, human rights. Ang pulis, pag dinimanda mo, pag inidimanda mo, the day kasi may suspension talaga yung may kaso, he goes hungry. There is no more food on the table. The children stop schooling, especially if they travel. One ride, two rides, three rides. Kaya walang pulis, karamihan ayong sumipot o nabibili o nasa negosyo. Because overnight, in about 2 months operation, they are already millionaires. Noon, jeep lang yan sila, stainless. Ngayon, may Alphard na. Ang presidente dito, ang ginagamit ko, Nissan. Gamit pa ni Gloria. Wala akong binili na sakyan para sa akin. I have to tell you, I'm not nasan. Ay kayong mga negosyante. No transaction of government ever reaches my table. I do not allow it. It begins and ends sa opisina mo, cabinet member. Do not fuck me with itong mga transaction. LRT, MRT reclamation, approval of Clark, pati na yan. Wala, hindi yan. It does not carry the imprimatur, yes, the signature. Because I expect them to do their duty. Wala ako malinis ang... And I don't accept audiences with businessmen. Lalo na kung... Kanong Taiwan ng taga Davao? Kung may hiningian ba ako? Tanong yan taga Davao. Kung may hiningian ba ako, baski piso sa election. You can ask them. Yan ang I've been trying to avoid. You know why? Kasi ako, I was a prosecutor. So I used to prosecute. Then, wala pa yung ombudsman. Tanod Bayan pa yan. I was one of the two special prosecutors ng Tanod Bayan. Ako yung umahawak sa bandang Mindanao, pati Cebu. Gra. Biro mo naman, one day I find myself standing before. Talagang, ang akin tinakatanggap, sweldo ko lang. If you find something else, tell me and I will resign. Ganun lang ang sweldo ko. My sweldo is about 207,000. Maghati yung dalawang pamilya. Dalawa ang asawa ko. Di magpunta kay Elizabeth yung kalahati, magpunta kay Anilet yun. Mabutit na lang ito, kay may anak na, ito naman may negosyo. So wala akong dyan, pera-pera. You can accuse me of anything. Now or the end of my term, wala kang makitang na gano'n. Corruption, sabi ko, sabihin mo kung sino yan. All you have to do is to come here or call 8888. Sabihin mo yung pangalan. Kung ayaw mong sabihin pangalan mo, di magamit ka ng Juan de la Cruz. At ipatawag ko dito tayong tatlo. Pag hindi ako kontento sa putang inang yan, sampalin ko yan sa harap ninyo. Sigurado yan, sampal. Pinaka. Minimum. Pagkatotoo. Hindi ko namin, umalis ka na lang. Ihulog kita dyan sa... Talian ko yung paa mo, pati kamay mo. Tapos itapon kita dyan sa... ayaw mag-ano ang Pilipino eh. O di magsabi sana, even if it's not you personally involved, but you might want just to be observant and listen to your companions, your friends. Sabihin lang ninyo, hindi ako nagpapakorna, sabihin ninyo at bumalik kayo bukas, sinong gusto niyo tawagan. Dito sa harap ng sampalin ko. And i-kick in. Yan sila. Yan lahat yung tagamang. Ngayon lang sila nakakita ng presidente talaga ng bubugbog. Hindi ko lang sabihin kung ilan na. Pero ngayon lang sila nakakita ng presidente na tagatondo rin style. Hindi mo ganunin. At sabihin ko sa kanya, kung BIR, hoy, makinig ka. Putang ina mo, pag may nangyari sa nag-report sa akin, tutudasin kita. He who is the cause of the cause is the cause of the more. So kung masaktan kita, masambal kita, mapatay kita, ginusto mo yan. He who is the cause of the cause is the cause of them all. If you follow my advice, we will be better off in the last remaining year. Pero itong droga, palabas na ito. Hindi dito, alam nila papatayin ko talaga sila. Walang istorya-istorya na talagang yayariin kita. Kung importation, that's the problem. They're throwing it jettison it in the high seas. There's a GPS, hinahabol naman ito. But, well, baka sabihin nyo na isahan tayo. Well, hindi ko lang makwento, but someday ikwento ko. Well, you might get something there, but if we happen to meet in one corner, you're dead. You will not be enjoy. You will not enjoy your. I will not allow you to enjoy. Dito ka, Asos? Bakit ako magpalugi? Ako naghirap, putang inang buhay na ito. Ikaw magpasarap ka lang, pahirapan mo pang Pilipino. Hindi tayo magkaintindihan yan. Sabihin ninyo, bulgar ang bunganga ko. Totoo yan. Sabihin ninyo, bastos ako. Totoo yan. Sabihin ninyo na hindi ako statesman. Lalo na. Man lang gani ang intindihan ko, ang states wala. Masama ugali ko, killer ako, mas lalo na. Para sa, anong makuha ko? Why would I have to look for this kind of problems in my life? Why just let the police or some customs that corrupt enjoy it? Sila lang. Just leave it that way. Total, nature will correct itself. Oh, well. That's a statement that is conditional. But it ain't going to happen under me. Kung mayroon man, disgrasya lang. So to all itong mga durugista na malalaki, especially foreigners, be careful of what I said. I've proven it several times. You will not go home. You will not go out of this country alive. So that put your embassy and everybody on notice na huwag dito. Hindi kayo makakalabas. Now, for the statesman in me, I'd like again to, hindi na ito yung formal na. Ma'am, biro lang naman yun. Hindi ka parang biro, ganun ko agad sila lahat to. Kaganda niyan. Alam mo yung chain nitong chandelier na ito, ma'am? The rope is connected to heaven. God will not allow it to fall on you. So I'd like to thank again the awardees and cultural bodies for giving importance to the Filipino. It is the medium of transmission of values. It's written. Unfortunately, wala akong talent na ganun. Because if I had, then I would also have been, tignan mo, ang medalya ko lang, mabutit na lang, naisip ni binigyan ako ng medalya. Pero baski na, okay na to. It suffices for the moment. I don't need I don't need praises, nakukornehan ako niyan. I don't need applause, nagsawa na ako na. All I need is just for you to understand whether you are really for it or against it positive. To understand that I have to do what I have to do. Sometimes I do it because I'm the only one who can really do it for our country. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. At this point, may we request our President, together with Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea, to remain on stage for photo opportunity.